Bard's Tale, Sword and Sorcery for the Commodore 64. For me, the original RPG, first I ever played. Plot of the game: an evil wizard dominates the town. Defeat this darkness. Welcome to Episode 3, The Crystal Castle. We'll start by visiting the gate to Kylerian's Tower, which is in the northeast. You stand before an iron gate, beyond which stands the tower. Press a key to head back. So, denied. We cannot access the place directly, but there is a workaround through Dungeon 3, which is next. And we'll head to the northwest to Harkin's Castle, which I am renaming Crystal Castle, but in-game it's Harkin's. So we'll pass the review board. Nomads bopping around. Past that plaza. Where the temple of the mad god was. And then we pretty much snake our way north and west, taking every west that we can. So prioritizing to the west. So I believe if we keep heading north here, we'll reach the first Castle Guardian. Here we go. A stone golem. If we're going to get into the castle, we must chop our way through it. So I don't know if we really need any magic here. So why don't we just test this out to see if my Knights of the Round Table can simply beat it down. 49 points of damage from the golem. In fact, I just watched the San Francisco 49ers get eliminated from the playoffs for the NFL. Okay, that was costly. Galahad suffered nearly half his hit points in damage. Oh boy. And that's not it. That's not all that stands in our way. If we progress farther forward, we can reach the front of the castle, but there's something else there. For now, for fear of what's... Actually, well, I do have a sense of what's ahead. We will switch up the order here. We'll put King Arthur out in front. And then Galahad can stand in the second row. Just so at least he's not going to be in the melee, in the direct fighting. Statue of a gray dragon. Again, if we want to get through. Now, we're afraid that this gray dragon might have a breath weapon that can do away with Galahad even. Well, all of us, really. So we're not taking as many chances with this creature. Oh, but I was going to say King Arthur should use his Bard Song. His anti-magic to try to avoid the breath weapon. I think we better do that. Hold on. Even though he's in the first, I guess he shouldn't be in the front. I've kind of screwed this up a little bit. Bard Song 6. Perhaps Lancelot and Percival can do enough damage between the two of them to bring this dragon down. And I'm tempted, as Merlin, to give this dragon some of its own medicine and use Dragon's Breath. The Dragon's Breath. And just to give Galahad a fighting chance to not be killed, I'm tempted to cast a healing spell. Well, Galahad's not the only one that risks dying here. Well, let's see. The Grey Dragon's breathing fire, right? You look at the icon. There's a red jet there. A little cloud. She'll cast Arcane Fire. Arc Fire. So the Grey Dragon went for just a straight up melee, so it didn't breathe. It got breathed upon. Huh. Fair enough, the Grey Dragon resisted a breath weapon. Resistant to fire. So we're getting a sense of what the dragons are basically immune to its own stuff, which is fair. Okay, so it didn't take a lot of damage to kill it, so we got away with it. And, oh, a few dwarves ran up, probably thinking that we were softened up by this encounter. So we can get in the castle from here. This is the entry chamber to Harkin's castle. It is not guarded. Well, the approach certainly was. A sign threatens trespassers with death. So, since Galahad's at 58 hit points, I'm really curious about something. If we backtrack out of here and go into a temple to get Galahad healed back, when we come back here, will those gate guards be here again? Will they have respawned? So, I have to at least know. So if we backtrack to that plaza where we just were. Oh, there's for fun, since we just used a bard song, right? We could just quickly dip into this Drawn Blade Tavern. And King Arthur can get a refresh on his bard songs. And I think a little bit of an edit after the fact. I think at some point when I had become level 3 character level, I said now we have 2 bard songs. It's 1 bard song per level, just in case that wasn't clear. I think I've stated it in some form or another. So we wrap around out of here. Should be able to reach a temple. There we go. The Mad God Temple is nearby, but anyone will do. Greatest Gods Temple. That's neat. So Galahad, get healed up. Exit. Restore the original order. So now we'll return to that castle. And fortunately, the guardians do not respawn. So I imagine once we come back out of this dungeon, they might just be waiting for us actually. Because once you change levels, like once we go, above or below ground, or once we change discs, once we change to the dungeon disc to get into the dungeon, it probably, by the time we come back, not to come back to this character disc, I believe it would be called when we're bopping around town, they're probably going to respawn. So interesting though, there's two different routes we could have got to the castle from. We could have come in from the northern side too. And if we had done that, there would have been yet another gate guard, which would have been a stone giant, which we saw in the previous dungeon. Okay, I believe that's everything. Covered everything on the... It was a heck of an approach just to get to the Crystal Castle. Okay, so we're ready to actually start the dungeon. We are still at character level 7. I doubt we'll be powerful enough to progress far in this dungeon. If the previous dungeons encounters were any indication, they're starting to get a bit tougher. But we'll see what we can accomplish without having to grind for experience points. Take the stairs up. So this is a case where we're not going underground this time. We're going above ground. Okay, so again, we start in darkness, pretty standard. I guess no one's home in the castle right now. Is that why the lights are not on? I don't know. Lancelot lights the way. As we delve into this dungeon, I'll try to be mindful of conserving spell points for Merlin, as we might need some dungeon location magic by the end of this run. There's a point we might get lost in magical darkness. If I don't have spell points, I might be screwed. Okay. Proceed to the east. A wide corridor leads into Baron Harkin's castle. Fabulous tapestries. Damn it! Fine, I'll read it myself. Point is, fabulous... How rude of them to interrupt. Fabulous tapestries adorn the walls. Flickering torchlight and strange shadows. Cool. I guess these assassins figure, what better time to leap out of the shadows and try to knife these people when they're just taking in the ambiance for the first time. Denied. They don't get a chance to kill us. Okay. So we advance into a grand clearing here. And then we turn east. Ooh, another golem. Not to be confused with the Lord of the Rings golem. This is Golem. So he's guarding this door, perhaps, eh? Well, we've seen golems be pretty merciless with the damage they inflict. So what can King Arthur do to try to mitigate that? Because that was... Don't want to be taking 49 points a shot. I guess he could try the dodge bard song. See if we can at least have a shot to avoid getting hit. Out of respect for how painful that was the first time. Although, first time we fought, the golem actually struck first, and we didn't even get a chance to bard song it. But seems to me we didn't need magic. The three of us were able to chop this thing down, so mages were hanging back. 47 points, jeez. So here's the question then. And again, we're going to leave chests because more than anything, we need Morgana to spend her points on healing and getting traps out of the way that are in the way. Every point counts. So, the question is, now that Lancelot's been bashed for big damage, do we just get him out of the front row right away and just see what develops? Just because he's already at 62 rather than, or use healing now up front. Well, why don't we just see how the hit point situations develop before we heal anybody. Instead, I am just going to put Lancelot in the back for the time being, the second row. So, I don't think he'd want to miss this upcoming battle. So we want to pass through. What is that exactly? Ah, okay. I'm going to pass through this next door coming up. Ugh. We don't get to read anything before we get jumped on. Blue dragons, how horrifying. On the door is etched, guard room members only. Okay. Oh, I'll leave Lancelot out of this battle just so I can make a Police Academy reference. If you know that old 80s film, Police Academy, write in the comments. So on the way to this next battle, there's an anti-magic room. So if we get encountered along the way here, we just have to remember, don't use magic. Okay. Just getting my bearings here. It's a dead end. So I think we want to go right here. Yes. Before you stand 6 warriors, dressed in bright green robes. Intruders! They scream battle cries as they run toward you with drawn swords. Two groups of 3 berserkers. I imagine Lancelot would have loved to have been in this fight. So I don't know how powerful these guys are. We could just test the waters by having our 3 frontliners attack their 3 frontliners, and then we'll just see what develops from there. Armor classes are high enough, maybe they'll have trouble hitting us. They do seem quick enough. They're winning initiative. So 19 points of damage, not enough to kill a berserker. Not surprised. So our armor class is serving us well. So King Arthur has killed a berserker. He probably hit the one that was already damaged, I'm guessing. Galahad misses altogether. That's discouraging. Well, they haven't proved an ability to hit us yet. So maybe we can get by just flailing around in a long, drawn-out melee. Okay, so when they do hit, it's no joke. 26. So this is a significant battle. So yeah, it takes some doing to chop through all these people. Well, I'm not a man of any great pride. You've gotten a sense of it, so we're going to try to retreat. No, they're not going to let us. Well, I guess we should try to expedite this. I just said Merlin should try to conserve his magic, but if we're going to be trapped in this combat, this could take a long time. Anyway. Get the point. This is one of the special encounters. And it's a bit of a foreshadowing as well. Something else of this nature coming up. So we're inflicting Dragon's Breath on somebody. Even if that dragon we fought was resistant to the idea. Well, we've come this far. We might as well just finish the battle, I guess. Yeah, see, King Arthur not as effective in battle. Which I think we... Although I should still try to... Yeah. Okay. So King Arthur and Percival will team up on one berserker. I trust Galahad can take the other by himself. And then when we're done here, Morgana's going to have to get out some healing. Remember, her latest magic is... Healing magic is Flesh Restore. 2560, that's some serious XP. This is worth coming back here for grinding purposes. You found some robes. Seems fairly unspectacular. Who's holding them exactly? Robes. So I think that's just standard non-magical robes. They just happen to be of a color that denoted who they were. I think they was green. Anyway. So I think we've learned it's best to have Lancelot out in the front, so Morgana will restore his flesh. 77. Well, 7's lucky, right? Kind of feel like we want to conserve Morgana's magic. We'll probably have to heal him again before long. We'll split the difference here. Galahad can take point then. And Lancelot will be third. Just so he's not right in the thick of it. Right. What else is fun around here? We want to backtrack. We want to take the other eastern door. Back the way we came. Oh. Another guard out in front. Well, history has shown that these golems get their attack in and we can't stop it. So they don't even want us passing through these doors. much less finding what's inside. So your Lancelot's back in business. Oh, because I was going to make a joke about Police Academy, right? I was saying how that Berserker battle would be right up Lancelot's alley. He would not want to miss a fray like that. And if you remember the movie Police Academy, in the climax, spoiler alert, in the climactic battle at the end, the Tackleberry, the wild man who just wants to shoot everything, is a complete nutcase. He's just in the wrong, like, not in the right place at the right time, and doesn't get involved in the resolution of the conflict. And then he's all upset, throwing his sunglasses, beating his head against like a car, the hood of a car. And someone said there was gunplay and he missed it. So he would have wanted to be involved in getting shot at and everything like that. Anyway. What's past this door? It's so dang important. They needed yet another golem to get in our way. Well, if we follow this as east as we can, as northeast as we can, and then not get crazy before turning south. Ogre Magi, oh no. Actually, you know what? I should have reordered the party. And it won't cost me. Okay. No, I'm not going to reorder the party. I'm just going to give Galahad a refresh on the hit points. I can't be too crazy with healing magic even, because we need to be able to use trap zaps, which we're about to do. Okay. New order. Percival, it's your turn to be out front. Yeah, this is what I was talking about at the beginning. Our hit points are starting to look like they're not necessarily sufficient for what needs to be done here. So we might need to do some experience point grinding. I could do it here. The XP is pretty good. I could just go through the encounters I just did, get out of here, save, come back. So before, can I at least get a word in edgewise? 6 blue dragons, that could be the end of us. 4 stone giants, this could be the end right here, for sure. So we've not been lucky with the running away. We are in all kinds of trouble. I don't even know. I guess we're going to need to go after these blue dragons because they're the most dangerous. Blue dragons and sorcerers. Either one of these things could cause us great discomfort. We'll heroically fight these dragons. King Arthur will attempt the anti-magic, because both for the dragon breath weapon and the sorcerer fire magic they use. And we have to kill those sorcerers, or we ourselves are in it so high we won't be able to see over it. So Morgana's going to need to conserve her magic out of respect to the blue dragons, so we're not pretending like we're dragons. Merlin's going to try the Star Flare against the sorcerers. I guess Morgana will wait to see who needs the healing the worst. So Merlin could do a long way to saving our lives here by frying up these sorcerers. He got the drop on them because the sorcerers were going to do this to us. This exact thing. Shoot us with area magic. Did we just get them all? Well, here comes the receipt, though. There's going to be some blue dragons, and some of them are going to get a chance to breathe on us. So, breath is going to come in before we get a chance to Chance to Bard Song the anti-magic. $37. So we're getting to be in over our heads a little bit, and we'll probably need to grind for experience points. But maybe we can get to some of the more fun stuff. Well, as long as they're just content to claw at us. See, we were let off the hook from that gray dragon who chose to, out front, who chose to just attack us in the lead. Mercifully, we're able to flee, so we got a fighting chance here to at least get to some of the more fun stuff. So Galahad's looking a little low. For now, we'll go Lancelot, Percival, King Arthur, just to get Galahad's 40-60 points in the rear row. Oh, but we have to use some healing, don't we? Or else we might not get anywhere. So before we turn south, let's just see how much magic we use up here. There are traps in the way. Trap, zap, and just to make it extra challenging, there's actually 40 feet worth of traps here. Trap zap only clears the first 30 feet. So we gotta use another one just to get rid of one more. Okay, she's at 27 spell points. We have to have healing. Look at poor Merlin at 19. I guess he's got to get something, right? Because if we run afoul of another one of those breath weapons, Guy won't survive. 22, even that doesn't seem like much, does it? Morgana. To use some of the lesser healings just to get people up over 60, how about? All right. 15 spell points. We're probably not going to accomplish everything we dream of, but let's at least get to this really cool part if we can. So darkness has struck. Oh, good Lord. Isn't this, didn't Monty Python and the Holy Grail do a movie or something about this called Jabberwocky? Oh boy. So it's a lot like that creature from the movie Willow. I mentioned Willow already. There's like a two-headed Hydra at some point in that movie. We're able to run away. So that will remain a mystery how bad that could have been. I guess I should have fought it, right? Okay. Yeah, I guess I should have fought it just so we can see what that's like. I just want to live to get to the point where... Okay, where am I here? Turn to the right. There we go. Lancelot has found a crystal sword. Whoa, that's not right. What I want to do is have Lancelot... Oh. We need to free up a spot here, okay. This is going to be a little bit tricky. So you can't, unfortunately, you can't unequip just one item. You have to unequip everything, which is annoying. But King Arthur's going to unequip his Kale's axe, trade to Lancelot. Oh. Lancelot has to... Well, here you go, Merlin. You can have those robes we found. So now King Arthur can give his axe to Lancelot. Lancelot will give crystal sword to his king. And he'll retain, so King Arthur says, hey buddy, since we both use Kale's axes because we're best friends, you can hold on to my old Kale's axe. As King Arthur will equip the crystal sword. So according to my walkthrough, important item, crystal sword, it says. It's important for an encounter that's going to come up later. So there you go. The crystal sword. The Excalibur equivalent for King Arthur. Having proved his worth as leader, shepherding the party this far. Okay. So now that King Arthur has Excalibur, we will retrace our steps. And we want to get back to that big middle clearing that we had before. So I think I can navigate this without too much trouble. Okay, pass through the door. We'll fumble through the darkness just so we don't have to waste torches. Not that torches cost a lot. I feel strange feeling like I gotta worry about keeping my torches well stocked. Whites. It's possible they level. I can't move all of a sudden. At least these encounters are tame. Okay, so we've run into a wall to the north, so we should be past all the darkness zones. So Lancelot used his torch. Oh, looks like Lancelot accidentally gave Galahad the robes. It doesn't matter, they're not magical. Galahad will use his torch now, so we're not fumbling through the darkness. And we can now re-emerge out into that grand clearing. And if we hug the north wall... Oh! We want to turn right. Well, I'm grateful that these encounters... These are like level 1 encounters here. They're not difficult at all, actually. Okay. Very cool. We can now proceed through the north. 3 marble steps lead to the Baron's throne. You are at the Baron's throne. Who wishes to sit on it? According to my walkthrough, if a bard sits down, the secret door to the north opens. And who better to sit upon a throne than the one true king, Arthur of the Britons. In fact, if other characters try to sit on the throne, they lose 15 hit points. So, it's bard only. In fact, my walkthrough says loose 15 hit points. It's spelled with 2 O's. Minor spelling mistake. The point is still reached. So let's go ahead and have King Arthur number 3. Sit on it. The sound of grating stone is heard. Is that what it said? Okay. So now there's a door. We can proceed. Now you might recall from the first episode, I mentioned that a bard is required to complete the quest. Not sure if that is fact, but here is a spot where I'd be stalled without one. Perhaps with a teleport spell, you could jump past this point, but that is level 7 magic, and I'm well short of that. So I wouldn't be able to proceed right now without a bard unless I went back and grinded up my levels. And anyway, again, the game is Bard's Tale. It wouldn't feel right without a bard. So, okay. Proceed past this door. Oop. Oh, I hit a pit trap. I was about to say I need to cast Trap Zap. Ugh. I was about to say don't go too far through the door. Twit. Okay. What's done is done, moving on. You see the captain of the guard standing before you. Die, scum, he screams as he runs insanely towards you. Oh, yeah. Master Ninja. Fight. So, apparently he's a master, but I imagine ninjas don't have a whole lot of hit points, really. So I'm going to trust that we can cut this guy down. Although he might critically hit. That might be his attribute. He might have like the hunter attribute. Speaking of hunter, could have used a critical hit there from Percival. Oh, 20, 40. And not surprisingly, another near 40. Even a master ninja can't stand up to that sort of punishment. Okay. Happy. You're able to withstand the tribulations here. And the only thing remaining to do now is to find the stairs up. So the place is, for all intents and purposes, clear, this first level. Bonus content. After I was done level 1 for Harkin's Castle, as long as I was going out and needing to heal back, figured I'd stop in at the place where you can get your magic points restored. Now, your magic points will restore naturally when you're in safe zones. But if you don't want to sit around and wait for time to pass, you can dip in to Roscoe's Energy Emporium and get your magic points restored. In this case, Morgana's down to 1. So if you reach the point where money is no object, you might just save yourself some time. 630 gold sounds like a lot. But we're not worried about money. It's not a big deal. I really like the picture. If you haven't been staring at the picture, I like the blue a lot. As an actor, I once portrayed a wizard in an independent feature film. Yeah, the crystal ball, very cool. I withdrew back to the guild to save my acquisition of the crystal sword. Level 2. So we begin in the northwest. I need to exit the map out the top, come in from the bottom, and arrive to the southwest. So, according to my map, I need to leave this chamber, and the second wall I run into to the north. Not this one, but the second one. I should be able to now proceed due east till finding a corridor. There you go. Okay, easy peasy. I don't even like that expression. Okay, the next square ahead is an anti-magic, so if we happen to get encountered, not hi to you. No encounter. The air nearby has a foul reek to it. Reminded of a Nature Boy Ric Flair interview for wrestling, if you don't know the name somehow. And Flair was all pompous and flamboyant and saying, the champ is just reeking of sex appeal. And girls, I know you got to agree. And meanwhile, his manager's over his shoulder, can't keep a straight face. It's just that's too funny, Rick. You can't say that. Okay. So what we want to do is proceed to the right. We're going to make our way toward the center of the map. Apparently there's something important beyond this door. Ah, we managed to escape. Retreat, that is. Which, you're not always... Ow! Forgot there was a trap there. I got too complacent. Because we don't want that door. I thought I knew where I was going directionally, but I forgot. Wait, there's a trap. How much you want to bet that's going to bite me in the ass? So I got to follow this all the way and take the door. It might be a one-way door, which is never fun. Okay, 5 magicians, 8 conjurers, 2 magicians. Plenty of means for us to just get completely annihilated by group magic here. They let us run away. Okay, so Morgana needs to heal. I didn't realize just how much that war strike cost us. God damn. Gotta pay better attention, man. Flesh restore on herself. Flesh restore on Merlin. Mind you, if we encounter one of those mage groups where they're just whacking us with magic over and over, probably won't survive it anyway. So Morgana will conserve her healing. Okay, here we go. So I want this door. Smoke in your eyes. All right. I don't know if that has any game effect. I don't know if it disorients at all, but it seems to me I can just proceed ahead and act like that never happened. Okay. I think I'm about to reach a checkpoint here. Ah, yes. Okay, I was too busy pressing the button. I might have skipped over something, but the point is... Okay, so yeah. The text we missed was, an old man gives you this riddle in order to pass. So we don't necessarily have a combat here. Once man alive, now living death. It drinketh blood and stealeth breath. All right, so if we want to proceed where we want to go, we are going to need to either answer the riddle or fight him. So what do you think? What's probably the answer to this riddle? Gave you a few seconds to think about it. You could always pause the video, I suppose. I'll give you 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. The answer is vampire. But where is the fun in passing peacefully? Wouldn't it be fun to fight this thing? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deliberately give the wrong answer. You got to have a little bit of fun, right? Yeah, I know I was wrong. Oh. So I thought by giving the wrong answer, he'd want to fight us. Just for the sake of you, viewer, experiencing this, we're going to go him. The same reason why I should have fought the Jabberwocky earlier. For your enjoyment. Let's just see what he does. I'm probably going to regret this, but Bard Song 6. I imagine once we hit him, he goes down, so I'm not going to worry about using up my magic points. A red dragon appears. Well, that's misses. Oh, come on, we can't afford to miss. So that gives us a sense of what this guy does. Summons a dragon. A red dragon. I think we've seen enough of dragons that we can imagine this wouldn't be fun to fight. We could get wiped out. So I'm going to try to run away. Nope. Well, I think we want to pull out all the stops here. We could totally get killed here. Merlin's going to use Spectre Touch because for all he knows, he won't get another shot at it. And, well, if we get breathed upon, our hit point totals won't matter. Yeah, it's not going to matter. We're 99. Okay, well, this is the novelty. At least we're finding out what happens if we mess with this sorcerer guy. Boy, oh boy. We're just going to get total party wiped. Oh, we live. And then miss. Why not just miss? We need to try to run away. Well, it's up to you, Sir Lancelot. Can you preserve us? No. So we'll probably come back to this point and not mess with the Master Sorcerer. At least you get a sense of what he does. He brings forth the red dragon to completely destroy you. Fair enough. Having learned my damn lesson that this old dude is not anyone to screw with, we'll do this the safe way this time. Wizened man appears before you, saying, answer this riddle. So we've read the riddle already. Let's just get to it. Answer the riddle, please. Vampire. Pass at your leisure. Master Sorcerer. So that's a hint that you might not have wanted to mess with this guy. Okay. So I advanced the square forward, and you might have noticed the screen blinked. So I believe we were teleported all the way to the southwest. And this is why we had to go through all of this rigmarole. Percival has found a silver square. A silver square. According to my walkthrough, important item. Silver square. And why important? Item needed for the final dungeon. Must have. If you want to complete the game. So, I believe the teleportation is one way. Wait a second. It doesn't matter. We wouldn't want to go back there. Okay, don't mind me. I just had some figuring out to do with the teleports. In fact, I'll change my my notes. Okay, so that's the thing we absolutely have to have out of this dungeon level. We had to get to that Master Sorcerer regardless to get to teleport over here. I think there was another route, but it's a lot more clumsy. So what matters right now is we just either we run the heck for the exit, or we could make a stop to experience something else. Give myself a few more seconds to decide. Oh, look at this. How about this for a wandering creature? A Hydra? Yeah, join, guy. That's hilarious. Okay. So we want this door, and then we want to turn left. I believe. Duh. Well, it's just one copper dragon, but any amount of dragonage as we've seen is dangerous. Turn left. Okay. I believe if I follow this straight, I'll reach a choice of doors, and at that point, we're on our deadline to decide what to do. 7 blue dragons. Well, it might be all over for us right now if we can't escape this. Oh boy. Might have gotten extremely lucky. So there should be a door ahead of us and a door to our left. So, there's a shield we can get if we take the left door. But we risk jeopardizing our lives. For the sake of you, viewer, I'll let you see what happens. We'll just pray. Pray. So we'll take it, and we'll see what happens. Ah! We got there. We may not be out of the woods yet, though, because when I test ran this previously, we got encountered right after. I don't know if that's a planned encounter, if I just got unlucky, but anyway. The magic mouth on the wall speaks to you, saying this riddle. Past warscapes fought by men long dead, and treasures lost on bloodied fields. The one god lifts his thorn-crowned head and lays a strength on friendly fill in the blank. I'll give you a few seconds. I'll give you a hint. The end of the first part of it is bloodied fields, comma. So we're looking to rhyme with fields, right? Warscapes, bloodied battlefields. What rhymes with fields? Give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Shields. Percival found a shield. Oh, and then there is an encounter right after it. Damn it. It's a horrifying one, too. So, if I get wiped out here, I probably don't come back for this shield, because this is horrible. Oh, they let us get away. They let us get away. Hallelujah. Oh my goodness. You don't know how lucky we got. I don't even want to read what that encounter was. That was horrifying. It was enough monsters to make me just want to hit the freaking run button as soon as I possibly can. Okay. So we found a shield. I'll worry about what it does if we make it out of here alive. There'll be plenty of time to screw around with that. Okay. So if we live, we'll go over what's to do with that. But we will go to the footnote here that I had. You might have noticed the Christ reference in the poem. The crown of thorns, whatever that was. Fitting, since the religion of the Knights of the Round Table was... So there you go. So, if we take the other door, we had that option to do this, we might be able to race out of here and survive. Our hit points are good, at least my 3 frontliners. We have healing if we desperately need it. Can we make it out of here and have everything? Gotta get turned around. Head back the way we came. Take this door. Every time I pass through a door now, I'm expecting an encounter. Okay, so turning north and stop before the intersection. Geez, I'm not even going to take a chance. I'm turning right already. Oh, no. Okay, so I'm in the corner right now. Samurai Lord. I want to face any samurai, much less a lord. Well, King Arthur's a lord as well. So he'll attack. Percival and Galahad will go after Ogre Magi. Magic using ogres. How terrifying. I don't know what they're capable of. I'm tempted to have King Arthur use his... Tell you what. Let's try this again. King Arthur will bard song his anti-magic. Percival and Galahad will both go after the same samurai lord just to try to get him killed as soon as possible. And then Merlin will unleash the dragon's breath against the Ogre Magi. B. And do I have Morgana supplement that with magic of her own? I might need the healing. I feel like I want to conserve. Oh, my poor Hydra got killed. Hydra's not such a bad guy. So these Ogre Magi, as long as they're attacking us in melee, we're not doing too bad. Because if someone uncorks a bit of magic on us, we might have some trouble. Merlin's magic might not be strong enough to destroy these people. No, it's looking like it's not. But they're ogre mages, shouldn't they be slightly weaker than standard ogres? This is like Morgana really should have war striked. Oh. We're getting a couple of them killed. Samurai Lord. See, this is why I had 2 guys go after this guy. I just wanted to try to kill him. He's a bit tough too. 16 points didn't kill him. So Galahad fells the Samurai Lord. Use the Bard magic just in case. Good chance we survive now. Tried to run away. Well, tell you what. Since Merlin's got magic to spare, we're not doing too badly here. He'll use a Star Flare on those ogres. Try to hold on to Morgana's points for healing. Wow, these ogre mages are tough as nails. Well, it seems to be in standard Dungeons and Dragons, last time I looked. 3.5 edition. They were still superior ogres. They were ogres with like twice the number of hit dice. Boy, The only saving grace is that they're not necessarily powerful enough to do much damage to us. We can just escape here without getting significantly scathed. We might be able to make it back. Gotta believe. I don't know if these Master Thieves are much of a threat. King Arthur, 32 points, carved that guy down. Master Thieves won't live to see another round, I don't think. Okay. I retreated just trying to play it safe. I just don't want to take any more damage. Okay, so my understanding of my map is I can follow this as far as I can until I get a chance to turn right. Now I think if I turn right, I can head south to the point where I reach a wall. And if I turn right and then left, I should get back to that original room. Oh my goodness, take 6 stairs up. We might just make it out of here. Oh, the worst of encounters are past us, so now we just have to... We're facing a wall right now, so... I think if we turn left... So now we're just retracing our steps. Back to where that ninja was. And hopefully he did not respawn, because that would be extraordinarily bad. So it's tough to escape encounters right now, unfortunately. Well, geez, the wizards can do so much damage. So can the stone giants. I don't even know who to be more afraid of. Well, I'll tell you what. Normally, King Arthur might use magic to stymie spellcasters. Why don't he attack the wizard? I don't know. Check this out. We haven't done this in a while. Holy water from Merlin against the zombies. Just in case this takes some doing. Holy water should do a lot of damage against undead. Probably wasted magic there, but I'm just going to be optimistic we're not going to hit too many more fights on the way out of here. Unless everything is reset and respawns as we were last here, which would be sad. Merlin casts a spell at zombie, drains it for 15 points, doesn't kill it. Come on, you can't even kill that thing. It's just a zombie. How hard could it be? It's just a corpse with flesh still on it that gropes around trying to eat brains. It's not that tough. Urgh. Okay. Okay, fewer encounters, please. This is tense enough. Just to make the video start to get a bit boring because of how long it takes. Yeah. On the plus side, we're not eating a lot. Okay, well, I was about to say we're not eating a lot of damage, but the party misses an attack. Well, that's pretty good magic. Oh, Percival. What attack did we miss? We're kicking ass here. Whatevs. So I believe I just turned right, yes. Oh, okay, so now we have to eat a whole round of not responding, right? So I believe I turned left. I'm already looking ahead to my map. I'm going to trust that we're not going to get our asses whipped here. I'm going to escape. Man, this is so tense. I'm so close to getting home with two very important items. like a plot related and a very good shield. Or at least a very fun shield. And I did go through the trouble of it. Who's more dangerous here? I think these statues. Swordsmen are no joke, but last time I got hit by statues, I didn't much like it. Given that we're not, now that we're on level 1, and I'm starting to get optimistic that we're going to make it back here alive, I'm almost tempted. Yeah, so the swordsmen were not to be taken lightly either, 10 points. Our front line is holding remarkably well, though. Our armor class is serving us well. It's keeping us from getting completely annihilated. And Morgana has enough healing. If we can avoid any real doozy encounters. Okay, they let us flee. I believe I'm heading to the right now. Okay, I think I'm here. I need to turn north. Follow that as far as I can. East, and then take the first way forward, right? First way north. And then we'll wrap around. To the north again. So start praying for me that the ninja didn't respawn. So we advance 3 squares and we should be able to reach a door. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Oh, I screwed up too. I could have had Morgana cast a wolf. Just to give this guy somebody to have to, an extra target, put it that way. Ugh. So now we got to risk being killed. Oh, misses. So you're saying there's a chance. Galahad, 19 points. It's not a lot of damage. Percival, 12. Can King Arthur finish him? But misses. Oh, how jackastic. Wow, you know what? I deserve to get killed there, probably. Morgana should have cast a wolf eventually, right? When she had a chance. I got a bit lucky there. I screwed up a little bit. Okay, so if the ninja respawned, the trap might have respawned. So let's do something. All right. Okay, so no one needs to sit anywhere. Just want to get out of here. Okay, we might have survived this. This is not the rudest encounter we've ever faced. Boy, oh boy. There's been so much tension that I've made a couple errors in judgment, which is not ideal. I mean, when you get fatigued mentally, you're more likely to have mental mistakes. But all might be well that ends well if we can just survive all this. Jackal wares are a little more powerful than I would have thought. So gotta be careful how I exit this place too, because... Okay, so now that I'm out into the open here, I want to turn right. Samurai and conjurers. Well, conjurers can do big damage. So I think Bard Song 6, might as well play them, well, no, as long as we got them. Although, again, if the three of us attack the Conjurers, we can wipe them out. I don't know if that's correct. But those Conjurers can do a lot of damage. Lancelot's only got 12 hit points, by the way. We're going to trust our armor class will stave off the Samurai. Yes. You know, on the plus side, if we can just, even if someone gets killed, if we can just escape the dungeon with the items, we can advance in the game. Okay, so what did I do? I'm trying to know where I'm going here. Okay, so I've moved off to the right, correct? So that's south. And we live. Well, it was a hell of a run. In the end, we weren't even doing too badly for hit points. Obviously, we couldn't encounter anything serious at that point. But so let's get out of here, and I can comfortably show you the business with this new shield we found. So we can exit the castle. And if we can just... Oh, here's another thing to be worried about. Did the dragon respawn out front? Because if he did, this should be fun. No. Mercifully. So on our way back. So now we're home free. Happy to say. King Arthur will quaff some ale. Restore his bard songs. And don't worry about the fact that it's dark. The streets are not any more dangerous. You know what I should do? I should just bop into Roscoe's real quick, get my spell points restored. Save me some aggravation later, perhaps. Have some money, Roscoe. All right. Heal, heal, heal. And then we'll look at that shield. So we're spending a lot of money to get healed up, but again, money's no object. All right, so we'll get back to the guild. Pass through the plaza. Pass by the review board. Oh, didn't somebody... Ibarra shield and silver square. Those are the two items that we were hoping to get. Galahad has a... Oh, we can't... Okay. We can't make use of the weapon shop because it's night. You know what? Before I forget, let's just go back in there. Identify an item. Galahad. Number 7 is a weapon. Staff, so it was worthless. Anyway. I don't recall if I ever... So there's a really cool look at the weapon shop with the sword. I don't know. Did I ever include any of this weapon shop stuff in my recordings? I'm not sure I did. I know I did some stuff off camera. But anyway, there's a very cool picture of the weapon shop. You go in there. Welcome to Garth's equipment shop. Wealthy travelers. That's what he's hoping for, is that you're wealthy, right? All the cool weapons on the wall, shields and stuff. So what we did was we picked a guy, in that case Galahad. Several options: buy item, sell item. We identified. If your guy's short on money, you can pool the gold to get all the money into this character. So you might go to buy an item, and then you can just scroll through the list, basically. Advance forward using F. See different weapons, shields, armor, stuff like that. Instruments, you'll get into some more special items and go down the list. And so forth. So you get a sense of that. Okay. So, what else? Just taking a quick look at my characters here. Okay, let's do what we set out to do. Magicians? For fun, let's hack them down. Trying to stop us from getting back inside the guild. King Arthur finishes off the last magician, and he's going to be the one I do stuff with here. Okay, outside the Adventure Guild. Okay, so we did something like this before. King Arthur with his 18 strength, very cool. That's the maximum, I believe. That's the max the game allows you to have. 15 dex, 16 con. A worthy physical combatant. Okay, so equip 0. And then I want to move my adamantium shield. Merlin can hold on to it. And Galahad, who was it? Who had it? Oh, Galahad might as well drop that staff. It's worthless. Worthless. I believe it was Percival that had the shield. First of all, give the silver square to Merlin, because that's the man we trust the most with that. It's a special item. Give it to the guy whose magic we have confidence in. So trade the shield to King Arthur. Okay. So when he equips that shield, it's actually worth less armor class than his existing shield. Yeah, what did he have? Adamantium shield? So 1 point less armor class, but now he can cast a mystical coat of armor. Sounds fun. I'm going to go back, check my handy dandy spell list. So mystical coat of armor, which creates air armor for every member of the party and lasts indefinitely. So basically until you do something that causes like a reset on the game, I suppose. So normally air armor is a magician spell. Actually, Merlin's had it from the very beginning, just that we've never wanted him in combat anyway, so armor class hasn't mattered. But it creates armor for the spellcaster, but this spell creates that effect for the entire party. So that's awesome. So this mystical coat of armor spell, which you can just use the shield to cast, pretty cool, is a level 6 magician spell. So Merlin does not yet have that spell in his arsenal, but now we have access to it early through this item. And then even when Merlin does gain access to the spell, King Arthur can just cast it with the shield rather than have Merlin spend the spell points, which can be precious. So, let's give it a test just to see if it improves everyone's armor class. Use. So I guess just look at the -7, -6, -6, maybe keep an eye on that. Use number 8, the shield. So it improved everyone's armor class by 2. And you might notice that in the middle of the screen there, a blue shield showed up to indicate to us that we have that spell active. So, well, that's just great. I didn't mean that to sound sarcastic. That's just great. So that'll be a nice little. So although King Arthur's base armor class is 1 fewer because he changed to this shield, once he gets that armor spell going, he gets +2. So he'll have a better armor class than what he had before. He'll have 1 point better now. -1 for the worst shield, but +2 for the magic. So, and then everyone else has got bonus of 2 to their armor class. Hey! Well, that's just cool. So there you go. That'll do it for Dungeon Level 2. I will gleefully save my characters now. So I'll even get to show you how the save works, right? Okay, so lasts indefinitely, but you see when we entered the guild, it negated the spell. So that's the extent of which it lasts. Like otherwise it would have stayed on. Like it wouldn't have run out for time limit reasons. It would have stayed active until some special event happened, such as in the guild. So what you do, now that you get back into the guild, there's no save game option, but you just remove your characters. Remove 1, remove 2. I'll just do it. So just everyone, it takes their turn being number 1. Remove 1. There. So for all intents and purposes, I've saved the game because whatever experience, items, whatever, are now on disk. So what you might have deduced, I don't know if I mentioned this, but what it comes down to is there's really no true save game. Your ability to progress in the game is basically based on what level are you, can you withstand the challenges, and do you have the special items you need. So, okay. Level 3, the Crystal Castle, is next. Camelot. We've reached a point where I don't see how to proceed without the teleport spell, which is Conjurer spell level 7. So we'll bring up our Conjurer, who now has a picture change. If that looks like Merlin, we've changed classes. So it is actually Morgana. Press a key. You see toward the lower right of the character sheet there says Conjurer 7. Next to it, Sorcerer 1. So we reached level 13, which gives the spellcasters 7th level magic, which is the max per class. And then promptly class changed to sorcerers, a more powerful class dealing with illusion and mental magic. So having gained several spell levels, we have a bunch of new powerful spells. So what else is new? Armor. Mithril gloves for the fighters, braziers for Merlin, says there, brace your 6, which equates to 4 points of armor class if you know your 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons. So he's got a -1 armor class if you look down the AC column. And we've gained dexterity bonuses upon leveling up here and there. And so the armor classes have improved. Most notably, King Arthur, having improved to -10, which is designated as L0, because apparently the game designer did not want to invest 3 digits for the AC column there in the middle. I believe the best possible is L9 or -19, which I doubt we'll reach in this game, but if we continue the story of these characters into Bard's Tale 2, The Destiny Knight, do you want to see me carry on after this series concludes and do the sequel? Write in the comments. And finally, we go back to Morgana, her inventory. Fire horn, musical instrument, burns an enemy group for 33 to 46 damage. Very powerful, and we should equip that for King Arthur over the armor class flute that he has, Finn's flute. Because if the king is not going to be in the front line, then the armor class won't matter. So for now, he'll pass the flute over to his sister Morgana, who will be the keeper of the flute for the time being. And she'll give him the fire horn. Equip. So his armor class is now a more modest -9, but the fire horn will give him a major attack option that we didn't have prior. So it's kind of one of the kind of main checkpoints you get to as your bard is once you start having access to these damage horns, you can start being more effective in combat. Okay, so he'll equip the fire horn until he's pressed into melee, in which case he might switch it out. We'll see. We'll find out as we go. Speaking of as we go, and now, on with adventure. And we're back at the Crystal Castle. Take stairs up. So we're on level 1. Percival will fire up a torch for light. Okay. So let's try out this teleport that I've spoken of. So we go cast a spell. Morgana is the conjurer. The code is for a port arcane, APAR. And it asks us to enter coordinates to to where we wish to go. So we want 5 north. Hey. Oh, the floor note. Okay. You're on your phone saying message. I'm like, did I send you an email? Okay. That's my bad. I should have figured out. I mean, I was the one that left you the note.
Yeah, East 3. 10 o'clock.
Okay. So okay. Haven't teleported in quite a while, so okay, so arrow keys and space to select. So we want 5 north. We want 11 east. Space. And we're going to travel 2 floors up because we want to get back to level 3 where we had left it off. So up 2. So this looks right to me. Now it's saying abort. Does that mean I want to cancel my actions? I want no on abort? Okay. A sign on the wall reads, "The Barracks." So teleport successful. Now on dungeon level 3. So there is an encounter on the other side of this door, as the term barracks suggests. So in preparation for that danger, we'll make use of King Arthur's magical shield to cast a mystical coat of armor. Everyone's armor class went to L0. I wonder if that's the maximum for this game. Because I think when King Arthur had a -9 armor class, the flute should have given him 2, but it only gave him 1. And this coat of armor is supposed to give people 2, but it only gives us 1. So, okay, I guess there's the answer. We can't. Apparently, L0 is the best you can have for this game. So we've already reached the maximum protection that we can have. Okay. So armor class is as good as it possibly can be. And let's proceed through this door. The legions of Baron Harkin stand before you, recognizing you as intruders. "Death to them!" they scream. So, you can read that list of foes. That's not a glitch. That's not a typo. That's actually what this encounter is. 4 groups of 99 berserkers. We recently had an encounter against 6 berserkers. It seemed like a reasonable challenge. How about nearly 400? Okay. The walkthrough recommends that you have at least 2 sorcerers with the Mind Blade spell. So let's take a glance at what that spell does. It's actually a sorcerer spell, which I believe it's level 5, spell level 5. Mind Blade. Cost 8 spell points, affecting all foes. All foes. Not just a group. Psychic energy, 10 to 40 damage to all enemies. So despite facing nearly 400 guys, if you have the Mind Blade spell, Mind Blade, you could, in theory, destroy them all in one round. Now, we are sorcerers, as I mentioned, but we don't yet have that spell. So we'll see, for fun, how our current magic does. So I guess our armor class is as best as it possibly can be. But I think my fighters are still going to select the defend option, because at most they would kill 3 enemies. And if there's any value to defending to improve our chance of avoiding getting hit, then maybe we should do that to avoid getting whacked around as badly, perhaps, by hundreds. Although technically, in the front, only the first 2 rows can attack. So technically, it's not hundreds, plural. There should be 198 guys, which is still staggering, that will attempt to attack us this round. So we just introduced it, so I'm going to have King Arthur go ahead and use the fire horn. Use number 8 on that first group. Merlin, the magician, although he has new spells, it looks like his best hit group remains the Dragon's Breath, so he's going to unleash that upon Group B. Morgana, she has a new hit group spell, which I gained while I was grinding up to level 13. Shock Sphere, which I think does as much as 32, maybe? Just quickly take a lookie. Up to 32. So she'll use that against Group C. Now I don't know how many people will kill here, but this is what we're gonna, let's just see what happens for fun. And I will time it for fun. According to my clock at the moment, it's 9:42. Use these commands. And this it's going to take an absolute eternity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed the emulator up to double speed, so at least it goes by a little faster. And even then, this will take forever if my memory serves. So you almost might as well just set this up for yourself, then go off, make a snack, walk the dog, whatever you do to kill time. And this will get repetitive, seeing this repeated. Yet another berserker tries to attack us. Yet another. So, for the sake of giving us something to do while we wait for all these individual battle results to scroll by, I'm going to give you some suggestions for comments while we watch. So the first one, which is your original RPG? Of all the RPGs, what was your first you ever played? First you ever played? Get all nostalgic on me. If you're old school like me, you might remember games like Ultima Wizardry. Games like that. Something earlier. There are many of the past which go back to yesteryear. So there's that. Here's another suggestion. What do you believe is the best RPG ever across the span of time? Greatest RPG they ever made. So I'm sort of flipping back and forth here. I don't think we've uncorked it. I know we haven't uncorked any of our magic yet, because it's going to take a long time to affect 99 guys. So here's another question. Which is your favorite King Arthur movie? Favorite Knights of the Round Table, Arthurian legend, Camelot, whatever. I've already named mine several times, I think. I can hardly stop mentioning it, so. Do you agree? Excalibur, greatest King Arthur movie? Or do you have another suggestion? There's been a few. Oh, yes, we're doing damage now. I just looked in and now we're seeing 8, 9 points. Okay, so that's not going to kill anybody. So the walkthrough is to be taken seriously. Mind Blade. Because this magic is probably going to kill nobody. So maybe we don't need to sit through this entire thing, because I think we see the writing on the wall. We're not going to win this. Or at least, it's going to take so long. I could just pause the video and then resume when it's resolved. But presuming I do that, so I'm probably not going to get an accurate. Oh, we killed the guy. 21 points, killed the guy. So we're not doing enough damage. Okay, one more suggestion for comments before we probably pause this and pick it up after to see what the results were. More broadly, with sword and sorcery, do you have a favorite Dungeons and Dragons class? Whether you played the pencil and paper RPG, or if you play online, which seems to be the direction things are going, internet games. Favorite D&D class? For me, it's fighter. Warrior types, but fighter specifically. Just those specialists that they're just laser focused on being the best frontline combatant possibly can be. All the feats, all the hit bonuses to hit and damage, all that. I just always found that I'm most excited when I'm the heroic, physically lead the party forward and sword waving, follow me, and just feeling, physically powerful, capable, durable, and then brave the highest danger. The thrill of that combat. All that sort of thing. Seems like whenever I play something other than a fighter, I wish I had played a fighter. I get frustrated. Just feel like I'm out of my element. So we're shocking people. 21 points, killing. 21 points. So looking at the hit points here, we look like we only took one hit. Probably. Galahad. Got dinged a bit. Who knows? Maybe we can win this combat. There's really nothing. I mean, the individual results are not too exciting. So that's probably what I'll do. Probably pause the video here and then pick it up, because otherwise either we have dead air while I say nothing, or I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel for things to say. All right. So we'll get back to this at the end of the round. Bonus battle. According to Wikipedia, Jabberwocky is a nonsense poem about the killing of a creature named the Jabberwock. Included in the 1971 novel Through the Looking Glass, the sequel to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Later, in 1977, Jabberwocky, a British fantasy comedy film by Terry Gilliam of Monty Python fame, in which a young medieval cooper is enlisted to save the kingdom by hunting down and slaying the treacherous Jabberwocky. Clumsy, often slapstick misfortunes, hunting a terrible dragon in the Middle Ages. So let's find out how terrible is this version of the mythological creature. We don't need to win, so let's just give the beast a few rounds to do its thing, just to see its capabilities. So everyone will just defend. Hits for 58 points of damage. That's pretty good. The Jade Monk is in there trying to win it for us. All right. 58's a lot. I'm curious if it has a special attack. No. 67 points of damage. That would have killed Galahad too. He's only at 67. I'll give you one more round to see if you can do something interesting to us. And then it's 3 strikes, you're out. So that's all you're going to do is just attack and melee? Fair enough. Let's see if it can withstand our pressure. Mind you, we're missing our hunter. Oh, there we go. Breathe. That's what I wanted to see. Shocked for 90 damage. Wow, okay. 83 damage, so wiping out my wizard types. 82. Okay, well, I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I gave it one more round to try to kill me. This was well worth it. So glad I came back. I regret not fighting it at the time, but you can see why I chose not to, just to get to my crystal sword. So I wanted to be able to complete the level if I could. Jade Monkey's 94 points. Lancelot misses. That's not ideal. Well, what was that? King Arthur did 20 points. So it's probably... So the two best friends, Lancelot and King Arthur, the Kale's Axe bros. Taking one final stand. Oh, Breeze at the party. And that is final. Speaking of final... But that was fun. So if you had heard of the Jabberwock or Jabberwocky, do you know the poem? Do you know the novel? Do you know the film? Seems to me I might have seen it. I seem to recall it's pretty wacky, as you might expect with the Monty Python people doing it. So if you've seen the Terry Gilliam film, again, by all means, write in the comments, share. And we will attempt Crystal Castle level 2 and forget this horrifying beatdown ever occurred.